Hey, you cheeky dogs! My name's Margie and I'm an Aussie currently living in America.
But currently filming in Brisbane with Polly Puppy here by my side. So today's video is going to be part 2 of the podcast interview with Gotta Be Done, the original Bluey podcast with Mary Bowling. So we're just going to be chatting all about our thoughts on the Disney censorship of season 3, as well as, again, a couple of subscriber questions. If you haven't seen part 1 yet, don't forget to go and check that out. I'll leave a link for it in the description box down below, as well as I'll put a link up here as well. But definitely go and check it out. I'm also going to have a part 3 of this because we talked for a long time about a lot of Bluey stuff, and I have a bit of exclusive content and some of her thoughts and feelings about what it was like for her to be cameoing in season 3. So, as I said, 3 parts to this video. So this is part 2. Don't forget to check out part 1, and once part 3 is out, I'll also put a link for that in the description box down below. But until then, don't forget to hit the subscribe button as well as the bell for notifications so you know when that video comes out.
I guess, yeah, let's talk about the Disney censorship sort of thing. So for me, that was also something sad because I felt like the vasectomy joke and discussion that Bandit had with Fido and Perfect led very well into the episode Bedrooms, with them again bringing up the idea of that Chili wasn't ready to let go, but Bandit was.
It was all pretty quick, really. It was just in and out, and I even got to keep them.
I'm keen to get it done, but Chili, she wants to keep her options open, but I don't know. Do we want any more of these things running around?
And of course, so that just flowed really nicely, but now Perfect is episode 14 on Disney Plus, smack bang in the middle, and they're talking about dog teeth instead. So just look. That they changed it.
Look, I think even when it dropped in Australia, it raised eyebrows. It's not somewhere that kids' content usually goes. And I must admit, I haven't looked up the bylaws and letters of, the I's and T's that have to be dotted and crossed and all that kind of thing to get something a kids' TV rating. And it doesn't super surprise me that maybe it wouldn't past that barrier, but at the same time, it's such, everything in Bluey is so subtle and so beautifully done. Like, I feel like, well, if it can't be introduced that way to the conversation, there's no other show that can do it better. We can write off ever hearing about vasectomies in children's television again.
Yeah, I think that's true. Like, it is such a shame because obviously it's a bit of a hot topic in America at the moment. A part of me wasn't surprised that it got cut, but at the same time, like you said, like I feel like there's a lot of like adult conversations and jokes and references throughout Bluey for us as adults that's very similar to Pixar movies where, it's a family movie where there's things for kids as well as things for the parents as well at the same time. I feel like Bluey really, really toes that line really well too, of, making it entertaining for kids, but there's something extra for us to see in it as well and learn from it or talk about or even just bring up discussions really. So for me, I was sad that it happened there. I understood that one. Trixie on the toilet, however, I was so mad about it. Like I did a breakdown, basically a video of the 10 changes that Disney ended up making in total to season 3A. And Trixie on the toilet is still the one that I am the most angry about that was cut. I just don't get it. It's so silly. Like we've seen Bluey on the toilet in Sleepy Time. We've seen Bandit on the toilet all the time. We see Bushwies with Bingo. Why couldn't Trixie just have that mum moment that I feel like I've been through so many times?
It makes no sense. You're absolutely right. Like, and I hadn't done the full stock take of all the times we've seen toilet action in Bluey, but that's a pretty comprehensive list, Margie. I think you've got it nailed. But
I've recorded so many like ones because I want to show Disney that you've let this through so many times. There's one time you put a mum on a toilet and it's too much.
It's so, look, and there's so many unexpected reasons for why things have to change that we've sort of heard come up as Joe Brumm, the creator, and then also other art team members kind of talk about the processes and changing scripts and all that thing, like all that sort of thing. I thought it was really interesting. I saw down here in Melbourne, we've been having the Melbourne International Film Festival, and one of the sessions there had Bluey on the big screen. which was amazing. And Joe Brumm came and talked through a few episodes. He talked about Grandad And the fact that that episode actually started with a dog, him and his experience of trying to get his dog to take its heartworm tablets, and the dog would be like sprinting off and going in every direction, and you had to really chase them down to get this medicine into them. But as he wrote that episode, medicine refusal is something that you can't show children because you don't want to add to the trauma or don't want to make a bad situation worse there. And would never have occurred to me. And obviously where Granddad landed is the perfect plot anyway, that, he just needed a rest. But there've been lots of smaller changes and not even ordered by Disney, like the fact from season 1 to season 2, the backseat of the car changed to have Bingo in a 5-point harness rather than a lap sash, because that's the law in terms of what you need in the back of your car. And so obviously dogs should be obeying it. But yeah, there's so many different things to consider that I think probably there's half the things that get changed in Bluey we don't even know the reason why. And, the Trixie one, to my mind, it's like, oh, is it actually just that they didn't want every kid in the world picking up a phone and going and filming mum on the toilet?
I mean, that's actually a pretty good justification that you've given there, to be honest. Like, I could see that as maybe their reason. Because I feel that with what was it, the episode Driving, where they changed Agatha peeing on the curtains to Agatha scratching the curtains.
Pee on your curtains! What? Scratch your curtains!
Yes.
And it was so funny, obviously, hearing Bluey's voice, saying that, oh, she peed on my curtains. But I can almost understand it because, maybe they don't want kids thinking that they should go pee on curtains. I could see
nothing will stop kids
it happening to
curtains,
someone and them getting angry about it and be like, Bluey said they could pee on curtains, so that's what my child did. I mean, it makes me laugh, but
there's just, who can understand kids? But then I think also, I do wonder sometimes if the people making these decisions about what to cut do not have any children to understand in the first place, or they would find it so much more relatable and it'd all just be like, yep, that happens, and it all just put it all out there.
I think that was one of the things that seemed the most obvious with the censorship for this season, was the fact that whoever was going through and doing those edits had probably not watched a lot of Bluey season 1 or 2, because the groin joke, for example.
Swing! This is...
we've already seen in Rug Island, the football hits Bandit in the groin. That was never cut. Sleepy Time, of course, with Bingo jumping on Bandit, quite obviously hitting him in the groin. That was never cut. And then yet in Born Yesterday, the swing hits him in the groin, and that was cut. And so it sort of seems very much like some of the cuts they did for this season, they didn't realize that they'd already let slip through.
Yeah. It feels like someone was a lot more cutty this season, for sure.
Yeah, at least enough that all of us noticed and made the big hoopla about it.
Totally.
I guess in that case, then, what were your thoughts about family meeting and the fact that that was taken out unofficially?
Look, it's funny, isn't it? Because it's so subjective where you land on what's offensive and what you can talk about at the table. And they're literally sitting at the table talking about what we would call fluffies. Isn't even a very Australian term, I wouldn't have thought. Did you say fluffies growing up?
No, we said farting.
Farts. Yep. So farts was a 4-letter word in my house growing up, for instance. And Kate and I sort of, when we recap this episode, got quite deep about the hang-ups you bring with you from childhood into how you see what's rude and not as an adult. So perhaps just some very sheltered people making decisions at Disney Plus. But I love that episode because the actual message is, be truthful. And the truth is we all fart. So I think, the censors clearly missed the message on this one.
I think so too. I think it's such a shame as well, because I feel like it's something that happens with kids so often, that they do lie about farting or that they blame it on something. It's something that is one of the most obvious scenarios that kids go through where they will lie. And I feel like it would have been such a good episode for kids to see that and understand that yes, you shouldn't do it. This is why you shouldn't. But even for parents to see how to tackle that idea and that subject and how to teach their kid to not lie about farting or lie about anything in general. Like,
Totally.
yeah.
But look, but perhaps, again, it could be a very left field decision. The world has gone so far down the road of lying about farting that we can't unpick this problem now. Bluey isn't going to be the one to change it. But I feel like if anyone could change it, Bluey could.
So I have another question as well from one of my subscribers called Bubble Bum, speaking about bums and farting.
Hi, Bubble Bum.
But they want to know from season 3, what is your favorite episode and your least favorite episode?
Oh, least favorite. Good questions. I think, look, Kate and I, when we started doing Gotta Be Done, we tried to kind of keep people updated on our top 10, and our top 10's probably got 50 episodes in it by now, let's be honest.
Yeah, it's a whole season.
So yeah, picking is hard, but the one that really stood out to me in season 3, just because it was so different and so beautiful, is Rain. And look, it's a tough kind of front pack, because Pass the Parcel, just hilarious and amazing.
Australian.
Absolutely. Also the Fairy Tale, I thought was just perfectly done. But yeah, Rain, I think, much the way Sleepy Time did, just took it a level above and had so much meaning, I think, that parents could relate to as well as kids. Like, I was simultaneously taken back to my childhood and wanted to run outside with my kid in the rain. So yeah, like, I think for just all the heartstrings in that one, Rain would be my pick. Least favorite, I wonder. It's probably, there were a few that kind of, it was a bit of a bad behavior season. I don't know if you thought this, Margie, but apart from long running commentary on farts, I thought Tina and all the problems with all the things you need to get your kid to do, and them not doing them. I found Tina a bit painful, even though it was very relatable. I think it was just inventing a giant person with bad breath and toes falling off and all that kind of thing that is to teach my kids a lesson. I don't think that's a path I'm going to go down anytime soon.
It's a lot of extra effort there for sure. I feel
Have you picked those two? Where are you at with top and bottom of season 3?
For bottom, Tina's probably there, as well as Housework. I liked Housework. But for me, it just felt like an extended short.
Okay, right.
So from like a Easter egg Aussie reference breakdown perspective, it definitely had the least amount of stuff in it for me. Same with Tina. So whilst fun episodes, I definitely gravitate a lot more to the ones that leave me with like 5 pages of notes.
Okay, yes.
So Pass the Parcel was one with like so many scene changes from around Brisbane, which was just, it was so cool to see all the different locations. I think it was Pom Pom's house. I loved because it showed a different perspective of the Brisbane city. It's from the
definitely
valley.
Yep.
So yeah, Pass the Parcel was up there for me for that reason. Of course, Fairy Tale as well, just riddled with 80s references, 80s comic books as well. There was a Wolverine comic book in it, the Superman issue. That was just so cool to see that they made like dog versions of that and had snuck them into the stores. Absolutely loved that. And then I know a lot of people really loved Pizza Girls, and I did too, but I wanted to hear Socks talk more. I thought we were going to
She's regressing. What's going on?
I know, we finally got out of like the feral dog stage, and it's but obviously we hear a bit about her in Pizza Girls and in Face to Talk again. It's just hilarious. I'm a massive fan of Muffin. But yeah, Pass the Parcel and probably Fairy Tale, I'd say, are up there. Did you know that Pass the Parcel isn't a thing in America?
What?
Like,
no.
Not a
oh,
thing.
Wow. So much explaining to do.
So much. So I only realized after I watched like through ABC iView the episodes. But yeah, I was talking to a friend about Pass the Parcel and she just blank stare, had no idea. And so I explained to him, you know what you play at birthday parties? Nothing. So I made it for her son's birthday party and like taught the kids how to play it, and the parents were watching. Like, such a cool game. I was like, yes, it is an integral part of growing up. I didn't play Lucky's
It
Dad's
really
Week, though.
is.
I played like the one where you get something every level. But
Yeah.
that's one of the most interesting things I realized was, just some of the birthday games that we have are very Aussie and not international.
That's so interesting. Because
Yeah.
there are a lot of birthday games. Like, are you in this stage of parenting yet where you're having to, wrangle birthday parties? Because I'm
Just
kind of got overwhelmed with the number of birthday games there are.
Yeah, I remember, what was it, like, not Duck Duck Goose, musical chairs, which obviously is the musical statues version. But yeah, Pass the Parcel's the only real one I remember. Pinata sometimes. But yeah, my son's 2.5, so we're like just almost getting there. Like he can sing Happy Birthday, but he thinks anytime he sees a cupcake that it's Happy Birthday time. So we're at that phase.
That is very happy.
Yes, this is super, super bright lighting and I can barely see, but it's worth it just for this beautiful artwork for my backdrop here, and to say thank you guys for watching the video. As I mentioned before, there is 3 parts to this, part 1, 2, and 3. I'll always have the links in the description box down below. But until then, don't forget to check out maybe a few of these other videos that I've picked out for you cheeky dogs, and I'll see you all in another video. Mwah! Bye!